first sentence is a nickname confession. That means the show starts where most bad office stories end.
I may have acquired a new nickname yesterday. Interesting experience.
Yeah, you had a meeting. You had a meeting yesterday.
Yeah, when I realized that I should really become, I'm John Just a Nudge Anderson.
Everybody knows a just a nudge. They say tiny change, and suddenly your whole day is on fire.
I'm with my brother, Just a Nudge.
That nickname just got promoted from joke to family curse. Keith stamped it before John finished blinking.
I was fucking waiting for that, actually. I was looking at my watch, and I'm like, okay,
That's like a fucking dead salmon. I just want to slap on the side of your face with that thing.
That insult had smell, texture, and unresolved childhood grocery trauma.
I want you to go back. You were trying to quote me somehow. I want to leave you sitting there trying to untangle yourself.
Keith knows that face. The sentence left home, missed the exit, and called for help.
What did you say? You say, da, 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 da. What was that? What do I say?
I don't remember.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure. Because you tied a fucking big knot with whatever you're trying to say. I want to hear you try. If you want to abort, I'll let you abort. You want to abort that one?
That is the verbal panic button. Every friend group needs one when confidence outruns grammar.
Oh, thank you. I want to abort that one, Anderson.
Okay,
Yeah, I totally want to abort
because
that one.
I was even having a hard time figuring out what the fuck I used, what I say. With that one. I was like, you're gonna have to give me a little more for me to figure it out here. I'll untie.
Oh my god! Hey, so we hear this often with sports teams before big events, that the coaches will say, "You can't have sex before a workout."
Somewhere, one guy is blaming his weak bench on date night like science finally gave him cover.
I'm sorry, you can't have sex before the big game. You can't, don't have sex. Don't have intimacy.
Do I need to send you some dihexa, which helps with recall?
Maybe, actually.
Because we had this conversation not too long ago.
He caught the rerun instantly. That is dangerous friend memory, the kind that ruins your comeback in public.
Yeah, well, there's another study out that...
Okay, so just to make sure that we're talking,
yes.
We're going down a different branch, correct?
Yeah, we are.
Just checking.
Yeah. No, I hear you, man. Yeah, so apparently, Johnny, guys that had an orgasm before a big workout exercise 3.5% longer.
3.5% is tiny until it supports something you wanted to do anyway.
So what this is saying is that the opposite of what coaches was like, go rest, go keep your testosterone.
You're missing the whole thing.
No, they're talking about the mental thing, aren't they?
Yeah, they're talking about a mental thing. It's like, think like this. We'll use a dog as an example rather than a human.
Yeah.
A hungry dog and a dog that's had enough to eat behave very different.
Hunger changes behavior. That is why grocery stores put cookies near emotionally weak adults.
100%. Yes.
Well, a guy who just fucking busted a nut and a guy who is not behave very different.
Yeah.
I want the guy who's fucking trying to bust a nut on my team when I got to fight.
That is locker room strategy from a man who trusts pressure more than motivational posters.
Fuck, when I got to go to the battle, we'll go to battle.
Can't put it any better than that, actually, right? Seriously.
Yeah, I mean, you want to, if you're going to go get a pack of dogs to defend your house, you're going to get the fuckers that just ate that are sleeping, or are you going to get the motherfuckers that are running around looking for somebody?
Speaking of busting nuts, the largest kink content marketplace on the internet, Johnny, busting nuts, I'll go here with you. The official fetish of 2026, gooning.
The internet keeps naming things nobody asked to manage, then acts shocked when parents find the vocabulary.
We talked about it before, masturbating for hours without finishing.
At that point, you are not relaxing. You are clocking into a terrible unpaid internship.
You just hold it in the hole.
Gooning?
They call it gooning, yeah. I called it watching multiple porn tapes for hours back when I was growing up.
I've done that with fucking sex plenty of times where I was like, okay, I'm not going to get a nut.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just going to punish for a while.
Well, yeah, no, and often, so
I say that joking
because no, I know, but I'm going to talk
the
seriously.
nut part's real. The punish part was not real.
Yes. There is some benefits to not nutting, because if you're struggling with premature ejaculation, the idea of taking it to the edge and stopping, taking it to the edge and stopping, taking it to the edge and stopping helps you prolong that. There's some truth to that. So the gooners out there, maybe gooning's not a bad thing, Anderson. I'm just throwing it out there. Maybe it helps the gooner have himself a longer time when it comes to getting out of the bedroom by himself. There you go.
I'd like to take have 1,000 pictures of gooners and see what the character of these people look like.
Actually,
because I'd much rather practice not nutting in doing the real thing.
Well, I found them. They were running out of the cave. Check this out. What the fuck is this? They were running out of their cave, Johnny. Look at this.
Exactly. You can see either one of these fuckers jerking off all fucking day, largely because he can't. The hooker opened the door, looked at him, and said, "Not today."
Coming up, Anton Mandarino. So,
Can
Johnny,
you imagine that? You call a hooker, she opens up the door, you open up the door, and she looks at you and says, "Not today."
turning you down.
You're just a nudge past my breaking point.
Perfect callback. He took the nickname, sharpened it, and threw it back across the table.
Standing here with the credit card out and everything's like, not today. Yeah. You know what the funny thing is,
brother, I'm so glad you said that, because you clearly don't have no experience with hookers, because they don't take credit cards.
You know, I don't have any experience with hookers.
Good,
but look
good.
at
I thank God, because a lot of people have it. Can you say watch 3 times more, please?
4 fucking aces he pulls.
You know, that story was so much better because you told me to watch 4 times. What are we doing right now? We're watching a video, right?
We're look at this.
Look. Should I look? Where am I supposed to look?
15.
Clearly a fucking shoe with 3-4 decks in there.
Oh, you see what happened though, man? Like, holy, you're sitting there as the player, you think you're winning.
That is the warning label for this show. Stay suspicious, watch the previous episode. Full show is up next.
High performers love pretending they're decisive. Then life gives them 14 browser tabs, 6 unread texts, 3 business problems, 1 weird look from their wife. And suddenly the man who can run a company can't pick a lunch spot. Today we're talking about why smart, driven people freeze, why decision fatigue is real, and how to stop being a spectator in your own life. Only on Mornings in the Lab.
morning and welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and Friends. Your live morning show for real talk, motivating content, and big conversations. Come hit the like, come hit the subscribe, and come jump into the comments. Come check into the show. Come say hello. Mornings.live over on the Mornings in the Lab Live Network. Get up, build a streak, and show us your proof that you are up. The real story, nation, is that the media we are creating is becoming more programmable. Personality is becoming scalable, and character and the universes we create, well, that's becoming infrastructure. Yeah. Hey, guys, what's shaking nation? Looks like we got a bunch of here today. I got no notes here, guys. Nothing's up here in Notion, and things are all bunged up here, guys. So let's chop. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the big show we call Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and Friends. Your live morning show for real talk, motivating content, and some entertaining conversation. A place to start your day right here. Why high performers freeze? Yes, the science of decision fatigue. We are going to get into that big conversation today. Looking forward to it. And we got a guest jumping onto the show here today. A dude who has actually traveled, I think he has traveled, Daniel Sadiku, from 40 plus rejection to 50 jobs in 50 states. Meet the most traveled person in America. Yes, dubbed the most rejected person in the world after 40 failed interview attempts. Daniel Sadiku stopped waiting for someone to hire him. Armed with 2 cases of water, $5,000 Jeep, and a loan from his brother, he set out to work 50 jobs in 50 states. So I got an opinion. I'm going to throw it on, and I, you know me, I like to have my opinions. Yes, welcoming Daniel Sadiku. It sounds a little bit like, it's a little bit performative, and I'm okay with that. 50, 5,000. To somebody from the outside, it might seem like it's a performative situation. So we're going to ask him. We're going to ask him the question whether it was performative or whether it was part of the whole situation. Yeah, that's going to be the big chat today with our friend Daniel Sadiku joining us on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and Friends. And just to remind everybody, yes, we like to drop some X bombs on this show. Not F, not S, not B, but the X bombs. Yes, we are the show for the generation we call X. We like to swear. Oh, fuck yeah. We swear every now and then. We like to have opinions. Oh, yeah. And if there are kids in the room, tell them to stick around because the handsome chief and the Uncle John are going to reveal some truths along the way today. Hey, speaking of revealing some truths, nation, I did something last night nobody on the planet has done before. I think there's some truth in what I'm saying. And I dropped a little teaser over to Neiman this morning over my morning coffee. Guys, this platform, what we are creating here is now, Neiman, what's the words I'm looking for? Oh yeah, the system of record. So we are building an authority platform here on Mornings in the Lab, your live authority network. Well, moving forward, every single show, every single episode will be canonically, yeah, is that the word, Neiman? Canonically? It's going to be canonically recorded, like blockchain, truths. So if anything changes, you guys will see the edits in the public world, right? So we are inviting folks for live authority. We're going to create those live conversations right here on the Mornings in the Lab, the Live Authority Network. And of course, everything here. And if it's edited, if we make any edits? Fuck, man. Did Bill say edits? Yes, I did. I said edits. If there's any editing happening on the transcripts, on anything within this show, it'll be flagged. So anybody who wants to know where the truth starts, well, the truth starts right here on Mornings in the Lab, the live morning authority network every single day, 8 o'clock Eastern time, right here with myself and John Anderson. Of course, it all kicks off, first of all, with the man himself. Yeah, the man with the wonderful smile, Matt Roof, 7:30 Eastern time. Cheryl gets after it at 8:30 on Wednesdays. Paul and the gang get after it with the truck on Wednesdays. And Jason Hewlett on Thursdays. What's going on, Dwayne Whitaker? I see you out there. Sullivan, I see you out there. Rico, I see you out there. Adam Holward, I see you out there. Good morning, everybody. And we got Kai back there. We got Jimmy back there. We got a new person back there learning. Her name is Grace Gonzalez. Good morning, Grace. Good to have you on the buttons as well back there this morning. Hey, guys, if you're snoozing, hey, I'm excited because we've broke a milestone. Jimmy, we broke a milestone. Over 20 hours. Over 20 hours of somebody's life laying there like a motherfucker. Just laying there waiting to hit the snooze button and slowly starting their life. Yeah, just laying there like a loser. Sorry. Yep. Snooze. Lose. Snooze. Lose. So guys, stop hitting snooze, man. Yes, you hit snooze, you are going to stay mediocre for the rest of your life. True story. Over 20 hours. So Jimmy, the next milestone, I think we're going to have to start. Hey, who can do some math here pretty quickly? Oh, I know. Neiman, I think Kai can do the math for us. Hey, Kai, when are we going to hit 24 hours? When are we going to hit one day? Is it next Friday? Is it next Tuesday? Is it next Sunday? When are we going to hit 24 hours of laying around? Oh, yeah, Neiman snoozed for 3 hours today. Wow, good job, Neiman. Hey, so Rogan, you know that guy over there, that guy down in Austin, the guy with the bald head? Yeah, he shot a Cybertruck with an arrow after a $1 bet. Do you guys think it pierced it? Having that conversation, going to show it to Johnny. And Drake dropped Iceman. Well, kind of Iceman, revealing the brand new album he's dropping after 3 years off. He lit up the CN Tower last night over in Toronto. And we're going to have a little chat about that. Maybe. 1 in 3 men haven't had sex in the past year. Boys, get after it, man. What's up with that? Yeah, maybe just maybe just rubbing them out singularly, Charlie. Yeah, maybe that's what they're doing. Just rubbing them out one off and just one off and one off. Hey, another thing, you guys remember the song Strokin'? Strokin'. So I learned something this morning. I did not know that song was banned. It was banned by radio forever. And the only reason the song grew was because of the underground. Like the folks just passing the song around, and next thing you know, it was like quite popular. It became a popular song. Clarence Carter died. Yeah. I'm going to talk a little bit with Johnny with that one. And so if you're here in Canada, especially here in Manitoba, the socials, we do socials. When people get married and stuff, we all get together, have drinks, and have a good old time. And it was Strokin' was a big song. Sullivan, yeah, I do remember when 2 Live Crew was banned. That was so horny. So horny. So horny. That be long time. Something like that. Wasn't that one? So horny, so horny, so horny. I think it was something like that. Yeah. So if anybody wants to hear the Handsome Chief singing, you can go listen to some 2 Live Crew. And Sullivan, wasn't there another one? I think there was 2 of them. There was 2 songs from them that were quite significant. Oh yes, Billy Squire, The Stroke. Hey, coming up today, Dr. John Patricelli as well is going to be here, dropping in the second hour. And hey, the big question is why do extremely intelligent people, myself, why do we struggle to make decisions? Why do we freeze? The science of decision fatigue with our man, Dr. John Patricelli, jumping into the show here at the top of the second hour. Why do we freeze? The science of decision fatigue. You think about it, man. We've heard John, John's thought process when, he's looking for information. And I know the first question he's going to ask is how would we define a smart person? Fair question. Setting it up for Petro. How do you define a smart person? And why do we freeze? Is it because we're so used to performing at a high level that we're scared to make the wrong decision? Are we because we're so disciplined and regimented with what we do that the moment that we need to make a big decision, it maybe moves it out of our purview a little bit, and we're like, oh my God, yeah, hold on, squirrel over here. Yes, if you chase squirrels, you are smart. And if anybody needs any evidence of that, all you need to do is watch a little bit of X over the last 48 hours and see the man himself. Who's the man himself? Elon, wandering around China with his little boy and his camera and acting like the smart human that he is. Love it. Oh, yeah, I love it, man. Check that out, man. What's also crazy, too? The last time the administration was in China, there was none of the social media stuff, so everything is being captured and shared, and it's been quite a fascinating. They caught the man with orange hair sneaking a look at Xi's book on the table there. Just the funny things we do when when we think nobody's watching. Hey, I know who's watching. The man himself, my brother from another mother. Excited to hang out with him here today. As always, we're gonna have some fun here today. His name, Jimmy. His name, John Anderson.
Good morning, nation. Yesterday, Big Dog gave himself a new nickname, John Just a Nudge Anderson.
Which is dangerous, because Big Dog's little nudge can turn one topic into 6 lawsuits.
First, it was the nickname. Then somehow, we landed on sex before the big game.
Chief brought science. Big Dog brought hungry dog logic. Somehow, both made sense.
But the lesson was simple. If you want to fight energy, maybe don't empty the tank before kickoff.
Stay sharp, nation. Keep a little edge. Let's see what the Big Dog Just a Nudge Anderson will bring today, and let's start the morning loop.
I like the car till I got out with that fucking goofy outfit.
Yeah, me too. I thought you would have been driving me around somewhere with that outfit on.
Dude, with that mask on. You
Jesus.
Better be careful. You see me coming in with that, you're like, oh fuck, he's hungry. I better tighten up my belt.
How are you, brother? Good to see you here today. What's shaking today? What's going on?
Another great day, baby.
Another great day. Yes, absolutely great day. Hey, we got a dude here, Johnny. You will not relate to him because the guy got rejected 40 times in 50 jobs. The guy's been trying to chase jobs. Daniel Siddiqui is joining us.
It was a fucking problem, dude. I did the fucking job thing. Jesus Christ.
Well, that's why we're going to have some fun with him. Daniel Siddiqui is joining us. 50 jobs in 50 states. Meet the most traveled person, perhaps the most rejected person in the world as well, coming up this morning on the show. Oh, yeah.
It almost sounds like he was trying 50 and 50.
Well, you know, so it's funny, brother. It's funny you say it because we're going to have a little fun today. What's going on, Whitaker? Good to see you there. Yes, I thought John was the Green Hornet. We all thought John was the Green Hornet. Well, so listen.
That was my version of the Gimp from Pulp Fiction. You see me dressed like that.
That's right.
You see me dressed like that. That fucking car's like the chest for me. I'm coming out of that chest. I'm putting somebody on that. I'm bending somebody over the fucking sawhorse.
To all my Pulp Fiction fans, could you imagine if the Anderson like archetype, the big strong man, was the Gimp getting out of the car like that, like in that leather? It would not have been called the Gimp, I don't suspect, Anderson. But it's funny because Daniel Siddiqui coming in, Daniel, for listening, having some fun with you. Yes, we're not talking behind your back, talking in front of your back. It may be a little performative. Why
does that fucking name sound so familiar?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe because he's the most traveled, most rejected person in the world. I don't know.
No, because Siddiq, he was a top competitor in the IFBB for a while. Siddiq.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so we're gonna learn. Maybe a little performative, maybe a little marketing, maybe a little business. The guy sounds pretty brilliant, I think, along the way, though, regardless of how you want to tap it. 50 states, 50 jobs, 5K Jeep, 5K line of credit, and a whole bunch of content to probably talk about for 50 years later. Yeah. Oh, I know, Neiman. I see Daniel sitting in the green room. I decided not to talk behind his back. We'll talk in front of him instead. Yeah, true story. Oh, brother. So I just was commenting for a couple minutes. I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, but just for a couple seconds. I know you don't pay much attention to it. And frankly, neither have I, except for the last couple of days. So the administration's over in China. And Johnny, the last time this happened, there's none of this social media bullshit. So now everything's being captured, eh? It's quite fascinating, when you see it now, because if
it's on social media, it's supposed to be captured. There's something
right
to see.
Yeah, exactly. But what's fascinating, Anderson, is that we think we're the big dog in the world, and I'm gonna say we. I'll put myself in there. We, North America, me and you, right? But then we go to China. We're just a little lion in the den, Johnny. I think there is just some evidence to all of us in the world that we're big, but maybe that lion over there is a little bigger than us. Just the way they do things, just the way they see things, just the way they act. There's a certain governance or provenance that's pretty incredible, actually, when it comes to that country. I'll tell you that right now.
Have you been to China?
I have not. No, have you? I've only observed. You have been, eh, Johnny? Yeah. Where'd you going?
Hold on, my fucking thing fell. 1 second. I'm not going anywhere. That's my forearm protector right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, otherwise my shit gets all fucking raspberry. Anyway,
where I didn't know you had gone to China.
Yeah, we had to stop. It was quick. We had to stop in China because we couldn't fly.
Okay.
We needed to go to get to North Korea. We had to stop in China.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Thing with a fucking plane coming from the U.S.
Yes.
So
yes.
But I got off the plane and it was kind of like late afternoon.
Okay.
And I asked my translator, I said, because what it felt to me like, it felt like morning in San Francisco. Like, because I used to get off the plane, coming home to Japan around 9 or 10 in the morning, San Francisco.
Okay.
It was eerily simple. I mean, simple. What am I trying to say? Similar.
Oh, similar. Yes.
And I was like, what the fuck? This is really weird. So I asked my translator, hey, why is it foggy in the middle of the late afternoon?
Yeah.
He says, that's not fog. That's smog.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I've never been in a place. I mean, you've been in thick fog, like where you look across like if you try to look across a football field or a big parking lot, you wouldn't be able to see the other side very well.
Yes.
That's what it was fucking like at like 4 in the afternoon.
I mean,
it says it never goes away.
Wow. I might be able to relate to that. I was in Indonesia when I went and visited some folks during my early days of ICUC, and I had a fellow named Arif working there. And Johnny, I remember similar. We were driving into Jakarta. It was maybe around noon or so. And Arif's like, yeah, there's the city. I'm like, all I see is clouds or smoke. He's like, no, it's smog. And Anderson, I had never experienced that in my life either. I couldn't. I'm making somewhat of an exaggerative point, but you could barely see your hand out in front of you, like maybe kind of that same situation you were in. It was like so. I couldn't see, man. I actually couldn't see through anything.
Visibility was, cut down enough that you could not. You had to notice it.
Yeah. Yes. That's exactly.
If you had vision.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Hey, so remember the song "Stroke"?
Well, real quick, what was going on over in China since we talked about it? What the fuck was supposed to be happening?
Oh, just a big summit. We got Xi. We got the administration went over there to go hang out with China, like the big summit. So Xi and Trump are hanging out and spending some time together and postulating the world's problems and solving the world's problems, and that's really about it. Now they're coming home. 2 days of fanfare. Let's just call it that. And what comes out of it, I don't know. Although they did agree to this. They did agree that country across the pond that wants to have nuclear weapons, Iran, they said they can't have them. And they did agree that the Strait of Hormuz needs to set up. But I'll just tell you, I've been watching a little bit. China's dominant, man. China's very dominant and much more dominant than we want to acknowledge. Hey,
they've been dominant for a long time. They just have not. They were just doing it quietly.
You're right, man. You know what it is, though, Anderson? It's very similar to when we were growing up, our Gen Xers growing up, we had always heard about China being something, at least I had. And I just feel like today it is. It's just this massive. Well,
remember when we were kids, it was the Soviet Union.
Yes. Yeah. The commies. Remember Red Dawn, the movie Red Dawn? Remember that all?
Oh yeah. No, I remember that. And then, all along China was just fucking quietly fucking gathering fucking resources and, starting manufacturing in a way that was going to change the world.
That's it. Speaking of quietly. So I learned something this morning. Did not know this. I remember the song Strokin'. It's like stroking to the left. I know you know it, but anyways, Clarence Carter, the guy who created it.
That name sounds very familiar.
Yeah, and Kai, Jimmy, if you guys can find a little bit of a clip to play it for us, I'd love to hear, even if it's a couple seconds here. But it never cracked the Billboard Top 100 because it was actually banned from a lot of stations. But it became extremely popular because it was one of those songs that was passed around kind of behind the scenes. But anyways, Clarence Carter passed at 90. A very popular song. You know it when we play it, for sure. You do, 100%. But I know I'm going to play it. Jimmy, Grace, I got some words of wisdom. I found a dude, Johnny. This guy is dropping fucking words of wisdom for anybody this morning on a Friday with Keith and John that need to lean into. It is magic. Jimmy, let's run this words of wisdom, brother.
Eating shit from here, you're a fucking idiot. If you're coming to get your food from here,
I know this guy.
You're a fucking idiot. If you're drinking stuff like this, you're a fucking idiot. If you're eating stuff like this, you're a fucking idiot. If you're eating stuff like this, you're a fucking idiot. If you're eating fucking cereal, you're a fucking idiot. If you're drinking this kind of shit, you're a fucking idiot. If you're eating this kind of shit instead of butter, you're a fucking idiot. If you're drinking fizzy drinks, you're a fucking idiot. Fucking idiot. Fucking idiot. If you're getting your food from the butchers, you're not a fucking idiot. If you're getting lots of eggs, you're not a fucking idiot.
So I thought that was like the Black John Anderson, just the way he was talking and communicating, because he's telling just nonstop truths, eh? And as he was going through it, Johnny, I found myself kind of going, yeah, I was a fucking idiot growing up for a big part of my life, and I'm serious by that statement.
Well, You were bred to be an idiot.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because when you look at him walking through the store, that's society breeding us all to be idiots. Hey, think about that. Just every aisle, idiot decision, idiot decision, idiot decision.
You know, I was fairly lucky in the regards that so my grandparents on my mom's side,
yeah,
they grew up on a farm. So they ate what was on their farm.
Yes,
It was not they were both from farms.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So they literally they really understood, you know, fresh food. They used to like grow, even when they obviously, and you know, he became a banker, she became a seamstress, blah 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 blah. But they still had this fucking massive garden. They pretty much had like a miniature produce farm where they rarely bought produce from the store.
Okay.
So, anyway, my mom then quickly learned that, you know, real foods was kind of the way to go.
Yes.
I don't really know if she understood the true value of it, but I mean, that's how she was programmed. She was bred. Does that make sense?
100%. I wonder, I'm just going to throw the question out here, Johnny. We joke about me, you know, spending a lot of time on the farm. My mom, 13 brothers and sisters on one schoolhouse family, outhouse. Like we're talking old school farm, right? Like we're like no different than your mom, like old school farmhouse, right? I wonder out loud here. I'm being serious with what I say next. I wonder, Anderson, because much of my family grew up with all that like that non-processed stuff. The moment all the processed foods got introduced to them, their taste buds, and you know where I'm going, their taste buds started going, oh, I like this much better. Next thing you know, my mom's giving me, love you, my mom's giving me Kit Kats, giving me margarine, giving me all the things that society is telling us to eat, even though they were raised with all the right foods. I just wonder.
Well, that's a great question. So then we can explore the other side of that.
Yeah.
Because a taste bud that knows whole foods doesn't like processed foods.
I know. Yes.
So maybe it was more of a, well, fuck, I guess without understanding.
Yes.
Oh, the world's just getting that much more convenient for me to take care of Keith.
Yeah. Yes. Well, so we've talked about this before, because I know when I'm eating very regularly good whole foods, when I talked about it a couple weeks ago, I think I ate, like last weekend, I had some crappy food early in the day and it just set my whole day off backwards because I'm not used to eating a certain way. Right? Like I relatively 99% of my food's whole and clean. When I do eat some crappy food, I feel shitty, like no question about it. So I'm thinking that maybe there's something to be said for that. And to what you just said, right? Because it became convenient. So it was easy just to grab the convenience. And then, then this happened, because it happened in our house. Oh, then the microwave showed up, and then convenience became convenience. And next thing you know, it was like, why do I want to go buy the fucking whole stuff when it's convenient to do this?
So what did you feed Bimbo? That'd have been the first question when I picked him up.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, what do I feed him?
Yeah. Well, I will say, yeah, no shit. I will say this though, like when I did spend time on the farm, funny farm stuff aside, it was killing the chickens, go collecting the eggs, going with my uncle to kill the fucking cow and chop it up. And I remember Johnny being a witness. I don't know about yourself to all of that.
You're describing the same shit I did. I didn't like to do it,
No.
Here's the fucking basket, go with the eggs. God damn it.
Yeah. Because I didn't like, as a young boy, going to pick up that warm egg knowing it just came out of the chicken's ass. It was warm. And I was like, oh, I remember these certain little things as a boy. I was like, what the fuck, man? Or the time
I wasn't so worried about it, but you realize it was warm because the fucking chicken had been sitting on it for
I know.
days.
Well, and then I remember the time I had to cut the chicken's head off. And then
he fucking ran around.
That
was like fucking me too. What the fuck is he running around for? Is what I'm thinking.
I swear we were living parallel lives.
Dude,
because
I'm telling you, bro. It was, then like the chickens were fine, but the cows, I had a fucking one experience where I had to stop watching them shoot the cows. There was this one that I had kind of taken, and he was a huge calf. It was a certain type of cow he was, and he was fucking massive.
Yeah.
They didn't know if they're going to let him be a bull, or they ended up castrating him. Right. But he was fucking massive, like the biggest one by probably 1.5 feet is like his back. So I called him Luther because it was like after Lou Ferrigno. Right?
Oh, yeah, yes.
And so when it came time to kill this fucker, when they were going to slaughter him, it was crazy. And I'd seen this plenty of times before. they'd put him in this chute so he couldn't move.
Yeah.
And then, they would, if he was settled, they just left him there. But if he wasn't, people would kind of calm him. And the fucking guy would take the pistol and he would make it. He would literally draw an X. So the fur would make kind of he could see the X with the pistol. I know. He would fucking pop the middle of that X. Yeah. And normally, dude, as soon as that fucking gun went off, the cow hit the ground. It was like one single thing. It happened so quickly.
Yes.
I was like, whoa, the first time I saw that. And it didn't really faze me because the cow didn't even know what happened, right?
Yes.
Fucking Luther. Pow! Fucking standing there. Blood comes out, fucking starts running down his face. He's licking his blood. He's licking it, and you can see he's starting to get uncomfortable. He's looking around, starting to move. Fucking pow. It took like 4 shots to put him down.
Murphy.
And I was like, fuck me, dude. I remember watching him lick his own blood. I replayed that in my mind so many times. Like, okay, I'm fucking done with this.
Well, so there's, the moment for me was when I back to the chicken. When I cut the head off, and to your point, I was like, the thing just kept fucking flapping. It seemed like for hours.
Well, you're better off to hold the fucker, because if you let him down, you got to go find him wherever he finally lays down.
Well, then I will tell you a story of my uncle Donnie went and skinned a beaver. So because back in the farm they had to collect water and then dug out and bring it to the house and yada yada. Well, there's a beaver fucking with their water supply.
Oh, you didn't have a well?
So it was a dugout and a well. Yeah, it was a 2 situation.
Is that a dugout's a cistern?
Yeah, similar to that, Johnny. Yes, 100%. Yeah. So, but the beaver was fucking with their open hole dugout, like their cistern. Like the beaver was damming it and fucking it up. So my uncle like, fuck that. So I remember one morning, seriously, myself and my cousin went out. He's like, I'm going to get that beaver. We went and got it. I remember carrying it back after we shot it, and then he skinned it. He's like, hey, Keith, here's the beaver. I was like, fuck, man. Like, there's the skinned beaver and there's the naked beaver. That was life lessons for me, man. I'll tell you.
You know what? Remember I told you I was on this fucking water kick watching stuff about water?
Yeah.
Well, one of the things that was pretty crazy in that whole water discovery is that they're now taking like lots of beavers and fucking dumping them off in these places that are like kind of desertish. Oh. As long as there's a little fucking bit of water, these fucking beavers start damming that shit.
Oh, really?
And dude, it turns like this because if it's, I didn't really understand this. If the ground is too dry, the water just fucking runs, never soaks in.
That's right. Yeah. Like
the beaver, makes all these little fucking makeshift dams where the water still goes, but it slows it down.
No kidding.
And so what happens is then is this instead of the stream being this big, it turns this big to this big, and then the ground actually saturates over time.
That's cool.
That's where all the green comes from. So they're fucking putting beavers in the fucking weirdest places right now. And over a decade or so, it's completely changing desert into fucking greenery.
That's pretty cool, man. Yeah, when Mother Nature takes care of stuff, eh? Hey, good morning, everybody. Hang out with Keith and John this morning on Mornings Live with Keith and John. We got Daniel Siddiqui from 40+ rejections to 50 jobs in 50 states. Meet the most traveled person in America coming up. But I do got some stroking. Hey, Jimmy, let's play this clip for Keith and John this morning. Some stroking. Check us out.
When I start making love, I don't just make love, I be stroking. That's what I be doing.
Oh, this is like a big line dancing song.
Yeah. Kill it, Jimmy. I don't want to get kicked off YouTube. Let's kill it, Jimmy. Yeah, so that's the song, dude. Yeah. So
he was just a little bit ahead of his time.
You're bang on. Yeah, and that song was banned, but it became popular because of what you just said. That it was people discovered it, loved it, and brought it to life. Actually, which is pretty cool. I'll tell you something else pretty cool. So, hey. If Rogan, so you know the Cybertruck, Joe Rogan shot an arrow at it for $1 bet. Do you think it pierced it? Don't answer it. Let's run the clip.
What kind of arrow is it?
Rogan shot a Cybertruck with a broadhead arrow over a $1 bet. Rogan fired a broadhead at the Cybertruck's steel panel on camera. Arrow destroyed itself. Musk won the bet. Remember the glass cracking on stage in 2019? Bold claims get tested eventually.
Yeah, just a goofy test there. It was, so I don't know about a broadhead, but I guess a broadhead arrow, he took his crossbow and shot it at it, and Johnny had just bounced off the truck. And I guess I kind of expected that because they when they shot that thing at the glass, that nothing happened to it. But I didn't think it was going to pierce it. Have you ever shot a crossbow before?
Yeah, but not a compound.
Oh yeah, compound bow, man. Sorry, I'm on compound bow.
That's a much different fucking deal. Once you get all those pulleys and shit on there.
Yes, yeah. Have you shot
when I was probably 10.
Okay.
My grandfather, he was like he had all sorts of fucking cool shit.
Yeah.
He brought me this. It's called a big black bear.
Okay.
Fucking bow. And it was like for me to string it up was all I had.
Yes.
That was like, turn it upside down and I'm fucking like as high as I can go. And one of my buddies is like another inch trying to get the fucking, the string to the holding parts.
Yeah.
Right? And dude, this thing was fucking powerful, at least for a 10-year-old or 11-year-old. And he tells me, he says, he took me out and showed me how. He goes, if I give this to you, you have to promise me one thing. You cannot shoot this straight up in the air to see how far it goes because it'll go out of sight and then it'll come down. And if it gets you, it'll be the end.
Oh,
he goes, but if you do this, because he knew I was going to.
Yeah.
Because if you do this, if you make this mistake, whatever you do,
yes,
do not run.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because there will be some bit of wind that will move it off track, and if you run that direction, you have a much better chance to just stand still.
Oh yeah, I never thought. Right, because you shoot it up, the wind's going to take it off course. It's not going to fall directly down on it.
Yeah, he goes, and even if there's no wind, you didn't put it up straight perfectly.
Yeah,
it's not going to come back.
I love that.
Of course, what do I do? The next, as soon as he leaves, I run out in the fucking field and fucking me and my buddy fucking boom, shoot that fucker. And there it goes like, oh fuck, you can't see. My buddy just fucking flips out.
So I was just gonna say, start running.
I'm like, no. I probably didn't tell him don't run, and I'll be fucking damned, dude. This thing came down probably 4 or 5 feet from him.
No shit.
Yeah, probably went that deep in like a hard fucking field. Like it hadn't been tilled in a long time.
And it's funny that the choice of words were, if you're going to shoot this in the air, instead of when you're going to shoot it in the air, don't run.
Yeah, he knew he had to tell me don't.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he needed to tell me what to do if.
That's right. All right, coming up, Daniel Sadiku in a couple minutes. Before we do that, hey, Johnny, remember we had the guy who survived the plane crash on Flight 1549 this week? On the Hudson. Well, listen, 11 more people. We got the odds are going up. Jimmy, let's get this one ready. 11 people survived a plane crash into the Atlantic. Then they floated on a raft for 5 hours wondering if anybody was coming. Sterling Preston, what's this all about?
A plane dropped into the Atlantic Tuesday with 11 people on board. All 11 are alive.
The rescue crew was already airborne on a training run. Preparation met the moment. That's the whole lesson. All radio's gone. They ditched 50 miles off Florida and floated 5 hours in a raft.
Dude, there was a bunch of people on the plane. They called Mayday. 11 civilians hit the ocean. They got into the raft. They didn't know if anybody was coming because all their like avionics and notification devices were done. But they were saved. I can't imagine how scary that would be, let alone crashing in the ocean, but then sitting on a raft, not knowing if you're going to survive.
Well, I think like at least they were in a group. Can you imagine if you're only fucking one? Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm pausing because if you're the only one, you're asking do you want to
all
live?
these other people just fucking died. I mean, your brain is going fucking bananas. Speaking of planes, dude, check this out. Weird.
Yeah.
I don't know if I told you this or not, but Terry wants to, she wants to get her pilot's license.
Yeah, you told me that. Yeah.
So I started looking into this and I realized, well, fuck, it's going to cost about, 20 grand to get this thing. And about half of that is the fucking plane rental.
Oh,
yeah.
She has to get her hours, of course.
Yeah. I'm like, well, fuck, if we're going to do this, let's just fucking buy a goddamn airplane. So that's the down payment right there.
Yes.
It's, 10 grand of whatever this thing's going to cost is. And so basically we kind of were kicking the whole thing out, kicking the idea around and because we're at the kind of the first plane for her is going to have to be a starter plane because she's going to land a thing fucking like a ton of bricks a few times. So you don't want to get the starter plane anyway. So we talked about it a little bit, and and she comes yesterday and she tells me, she says, well, I just booked my first flight on Monday. Oh, fuck. God damn it. I'm like, fuck, man. So what she's doing is she's basically trying to fucking hurry me up.
Next week, Johnny, shopping for airplanes on Mornings in the Lab.
I already started. I'm like, Jesus Christ, man. Yeah.
Oh, this is great. So I, by proxy of you, am going to become an expert in airplanes over the next few weeks. You know, because it's funny how
I'm taking this totally different. I'm going a different approach because there's so many. I've talked to a few people that are pilots that are like, look, you don't want to hoe this alone. There's just way too much that you don't know.
No shit.
Yeah, and I'm like, that was exactly my response. Fuck, man. So one of the pilots I talked to, he goes, look, how do you plan on getting this thing? I said, what do you mean? I'm going to fucking buy it.
Yes.
He goes, well, I know that. He goes, are you going to pay for it or are you going to get a loan?
Yeah.
And I said, I'm just going to fucking pay for it. He goes, well, think this through. He goes, if you go to an aviation specific bank, if you will.
Yes.
They won't purchase the fucking plane unless it's fucking what it needs to be. Oh. So there's your safeguard.
Oh, yeah.
So just fucking finance it. Make sure to have some fucking goofy prepayment penalty, then just fucking pay it off. And I was like, so somebody else will do all the fucking work to understand if it's a good plane. That's what I need.
I love you. Oh, yes.
Someone vested into it is the key.
100. That's a great learning, my friend.
I was like, fuck me, because I'm reading all this stuff that you got to fucking check for. I'm like, I don't even know what this stuff is.
That's a great learning, man. If you don't know anything about it, you get a partner, the bank, and they'll do all the research for you. I love it.
Buying a house. You're going to finance a house. They won't give you financing on a bad deal.
That's right. That's exactly it. Oh, that's a great learning, brother. I'll tell you, I'm sure who had some learnings, Johnny, while he was traveling around the plant. 40 interviews, 50 jobs, 50 states. The most rejected person in the world coming up.
Is that his own title, or are you doing that to him?
No, that's apparently his. We're gonna ask him.
See, that's the whole fucking mindset of these poor fuckers running around getting jobs.
Yeah. Well, let's talk to Daniel Siddiqui coming up next. Keith, John, Sophia Grant this morning. And he's like, what the fuck am I getting myself into? Live right now on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends.
There's a kind of rejection that doesn't just close a door. It makes you question whether you're even built for the room. You send the resume, you make the calls, you shake the hands, then silence starts messing with your identity. That's where Daniel's story starts, with 40% interviews that went nowhere. He had done the responsible thing, USC economics degree, athlete discipline, network, effort. Still, nobody opened the door. So Daniel stopped waiting for permission. He bought a $5,000 Jeep and packed 2 cases of bottled water. With a $5,000 line of credit, he pointed that Jeep toward the unknown and made a deal with himself. 1 state, 1 job, 1 week. Then do it again until the whole country became the classroom. He became a lobster man in Maine, a coal miner in West Virginia, a surfing instructor in Hawaii. He worked as a cheesemaker in Wisconsin, a rodeo announcer in South Dakota, and even got ordained in Vegas. But the real work wasn't the job title. It was learning how strangers live, struggle, laugh, and survive. Daniel sent 18,000 emails and made nearly 5,000 phone calls to make that journey real. That's not luck. That's persistence with calluses. And it's why his mantra matters. When the why is strong, the how gets easier. Today, through Living the Map, he teaches people to stop waiting for perfect timing and start moving with purpose. Daniel, we don't have 5,000 cheers for you, but welcome to the big show. We're happy to have you here today.
Dubbed the world's most rejected person in the world.
This is his hook. This is like he's relating to everybody else that keeps getting thrown around like a dirty dish towel, saying, look, I'll show you how not to do this.
Let's bring him up. Daniel Siddiqui this morning at Mornings in the Lab with Keith. John, what's up, Daniel?
Morning. Hey, you know that intro? We should submit that to some movie producers. That was amazing.
Yes, thank you very much.
Real quick, I got to, when I say this jokingly, but all of our fucking guests must be roommates living in that same fucking house.
Yeah.
Yes, with the green screen behind him. Yeah, so Daniel, where are you joining us from today?
I had to. I'm in the process of moving. I didn't want to embarrass myself here. So I'm in Bend, Oregon.
Okay.
So shit. I grew up there. I grew up on the Willamette River, not in Bend, over west a little bit. But Bend's beautiful, especially now that place is blowing up.
It's blowing up too much. Yeah, for sure. Where are you guys based?
So I'm up here in Canada, and Johnny's up there in California.
Okay, sounds good. Nice to meet you guys. I admire you guys can talk about anything.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I saw
forgive Keith. California's south.
Yes. Yeah, it's just a little bit below me. Yeah.
So he says, John, I'm up in Canada, and John's up in California.
Up in California. I'm the Canadian who failed the American geography class. If any of my Canadian friends can relate to all that, because I know my Americans are so well versed in Canadian geography. All joking aside, Daniel, so you said you're moving. It sounds like that's been your whole life.
Yeah, actually, this is the longest I've stayed in a place, 6 years, going on 7. But it's time to move to another place and new experiences.
Yeah.
So about the whole rejection thing, I did not give myself that title. Actually, USA Today did, and that was pretty demoralizing when that story came out.
Oh, talk about that.
Yeah, so it came out when I was in the midst of doing a journey of 50 jobs in 50 states. I went through.
Okay, so this was I'm setting out to do this. This is like make a TV show about me, not poor me. I can't hold a fucking job, so I'm going to go to the next state and try again. That's what I would get. That's what I would.
So I graduated from college in the midst of the recession and thought I did everything right. Went through 120 rounds of job interviews and I got 0 offers. Parents were very frustrated. I wasn't welcome back home. If I did, it was a war zone. I was pretty much like, what am I supposed to do? And I came up with this concept to do a different job in every state because I was a very curious kid growing up. And also I was desperate for an opportunity. So I thought I'd reach out to employers all across the country and break out of my bubble, which was California at the time. And I studied economics, so I didn't want to limit myself to that career field. And so I thought the best theme to do this was to do a job that each state is known for. So I made cheese in Wisconsin. I worked on a lobster boat in Maine, coal mine.
I was going to say these jobs are not good. These are not the jobs that you're having a hard time getting. You're saying, "Fuck, I'm going to go do some cool shit." This is the adventure I was hoping we were going to talk about.
So and somewhat performative, we would agree. I don't mean that in a negative way, Daniel, but performative. It was intentional. There's a purpose, wasn't there?
It was intentional. Yeah, I was set out to do it in 50 weeks. So one state per week. I had no money to start with. I looked for sponsors, all rejections. Yeah. So I just hit the road with a line of credit, as mentioned in the intro.
Yeah.
To buy a Jeep Cherokee off of Craigslist, and I literally just hit the road and I said, "Let whatever happen happen," and I'm not going to turn back. Because my dad, before I left,
brother, that's perfect. because Plan B fucks up Plan A every time.
Yep,
exactly. Yep. Yeah, you can't have a Plan B. You just got to go all or nothing. And so I left the journey with this quote from my uncle. He said, "If the why is strong enough, the how becomes easy." And so, the how was never easy, but the why was super strong. That I was like, okay, I'm going to do this and I'm going to finish it because I haven't succeeded in anything in my life at that point in time, especially with collegiate athletics. I never really met all my goals. I obviously didn't get a job after college. And so I was like, okay, this is my purpose in my mid-20s. And it was the hardest thing I ever had to do, for sure. So
really,
kept experiencing more rejection and more rejection. I went through about 5,000 no's. I made about 100 calls per state looking for cheesemakers in Wisconsin or farmers in Nebraska. And it was just, I called every area code in America. Best way to understand geography is by calling every place. And I have only been to like 20 states beforehand. And so this was all new territory for me. And that's what made this so, gave me so much energy and purpose behind it.
So were you wrapping up like in one state, like on a Friday, while looking for a job in the next state on a Monday?
I was looking like throughout the week.
For the next state.
So like, for instance, if I was in Minnesota, I was going to look for the next state over, which was with Iowa. And I was just focused on doing the job in Minnesota while looking on my lunch breaks or after work at the next states and so on. So it was probably 3 hours of sleep for the entire year per night.
Wow.
And it was all unknowns too. I didn't know where I was going to stay. I didn't know what job I was going to land. I didn't know who I was going to meet. you know, what kind of precarious situation.
Dude, I used to go to fucking Vegas, and when I was my drug days, I'd go to Vegas with that idea. I'm going to be here 3 days, don't have a hotel. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. So, I mean, that was the life, you know, and so I was very envious of those who had jobs and like had a stable life. I was like, I remember in Iowa, I was sleeping, you know, outside somebody's not garage, but driveway.
Yeah.
On the street. And I was like, just envious of looking at all these people going home and having a stability. And there I was sleeping in the back of my vehicle with a thunderstorm and my car was rattling. And I was like, oh, what's next for me? What's next? So that was my hope. You know, I was like, all these lows I had to have something good come out of it. And, you know, it took years to figure it out. And now I've written my 9th book. But I did get that title, Most Rejected Person in the World by USA Today, because they did catch the story of how much rejection I was facing on this journey alone. And as John said, yeah, I've used that to market myself. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's worked for the last 20 years now.
So Daniel, I didn't see in my notes, at what year were you on this journey?
08 and 09.
Interesting. So that's right at the dawn of social media.
Yeah.
So
no, social media wasn't even like, it wasn't.
That's what I mean. Like it was just start. I remember
Facebook groups, and that was it. It was
yes.
There was no liking.
MySpace had just taken a dive.
That's what I mean. Yeah. So what I'm thinking, Daniel, is that experience today is 1,000,000% different.
Yeah, 100%.
Think about that, right? Like, you know, and it really wasn't, sure, it was a long time ago, but actually also not that long time ago, but how different that experience would be today.
Yeah. It wouldn't have been as authentic as it was, for sure.
Have you considered redoing it again? Like an anniversary 20 years later, you know, 50 jobs, 50 states in the social media era, and have all the social networks helping you find jobs, exactly.
Dude, he was sleeping 3 hours a night. You think he wants to fucking do that again?
Yeah.
I'm giving him ideas this morning.
Forgive he doesn't listen well sometimes.
I'm giving him some ideas this morning. He might get off the show, John, and say, fuck it, I'm doing it again.
He's way too smart for that.
But I would have to bring my 5-year-old daughter with me this time.
Oh, there you go. Oh, hey, maybe there's your incentive. That's it.
Yeah. One of my daughters used to travel with me quite often, actually. It was so fun.
Yeah. So, Daniel, you said at the beginning, though, that it was one of what was the word that he used, John, when USA dubbed you that term? Demoralizing.
It was. I mean,
why?
Because I had the world against me at that time, and I, as I mentioned, I thought I did everything right. I got good grades, went to a good school, did well in sports.
You were just too young to realize this was one of your biggest fucking blessings. You just didn't know how to use it yet.
That's exactly
absolutely. You know, that rejection gave me a new direction, and I'm very grateful for it. And
like I would embrace that title today. I'm sure you do, Daniel, don't you?
I do. And
the human mind always goes to the negative first. So if it was a positive spin on that, it would have got a fraction of the fucking attention. That's why they use that negative hook.
Yes,
absolutely. And it also, if this journey was easy, everybody would do it, right? And I'm grateful that I was put in that position where I was able to tolerate rejection and really take it out of the equation. And that truly, ironically, opened doors. Rejection opened doors elsewhere, of course. And I went through a lot of it. So it was demoralizing because, you know, my parents were like, at that time in my life, they were calling me a loser, a disgrace to my alma mater, and like
Jesus.
Yeah, it was. I have a New York mom and a Middle Eastern father, so it was a tough combination, man.
Say no more. I think I've learned enough about
Yeah.
I can imagine his mom. Oh, I can imagine mom dropping some words with you. The New York mom, yeah.
And of course, they were embarrassed with their own circle and their friends. Yes. But when I did go out there and I was on CNN or the Today Show, they're like, yeah, we were supporting our son this whole time, you know.
Well, that's what's so ironic, because if it happened today, the world would be lining up behind Daniel, your parents. Like it would be this big thing, right? It's actually quite ridiculous. But I want to ask a question. So 20 years ago, you're doing this. Mm-hmm. The culture in North America is very different than what it is today.
Yeah.
talk about kind of wandering through. It would seem to me in many ways, Daniel, the simplicity of America 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, it was more authentic back then. Like I just went there without the camera, without the attention. I was just going there looking for work, and if people picked it up, if mainstream media picked it up, so be it. But of course, that did change my life when I mean CNN. If you're on CNN back in those days, like everybody watched CNN.
It was a big deal. Yeah,
that was it.
It was a big deal.
Now we're oversaturated with so many outlets. The world has changed for sure, and it's more divided as well. I mean,
so what do you do today? What pays the bills today? Do you have a job today, or do you work for? Does people work for you today?
I do. I do a balance of both. So I've written 9 books, as I mentioned. I
just good for you, brother.
Yeah, released the.
Hold on, Keith. Aren't you going to ask the question you always ask because you're jealous you haven't written a book yet?
Yeah, because they're all bestsellers and he all bought himself.
Yeah, no, I mean, writing a book, even if it doesn't like make me a ton of money, it's still my purpose. I don't care what other people think.
Yeah.
Well, if you're writing a book for money, you're doing it for the wrong fucking purpose. You do it for something else. And if what you're saying is worth a fucking damn, you'll make some money.
Yeah. So true, actually. Yeah.
Typically, my schedule is get up at 3 a.m, roll out of bed.
Atta baby. That's what I do.
Start writing the book like without anything. I just get a glass of water, just start writing for 4 hours, and then I go to my full-time job, which is a career advisor, and then I go and work at a grocery store at night. I love to work. I have never chased money. I always found fulfillment through just finding the purpose. And I'm now called or recognized as the most traveled person of America. I've been through 50 states, all of them at least 25 times, most of them over 30.
Dude.
Did you say why?
No, I just said, wow. I said, dude.
Oh,
yeah.
And then as of last October, I went to every city in America. So
hold on. Every city?
Hold on. Let's define city.
Yes, thank you, Anderson. Yeah. What's a city?
Every city over 5,000 residents.
Oh, fuck. Those are towns, brother. Jesus Christ.
And then, of course, I've been to thousands of towns that under 5,000, but I would say at least the threshold is over 5,000.
Dude, I love that. I love that. I love pulling into a place that's you got 1,000 fucking people. I mean, you're back in that place where, it's like there's only a few places to eat, but they're all fucking good.
Yeah.
Diagonal parking down the main drive, Johnny, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's a different world than the little places like that where it's too small for it to be commercialized.
Yeah, no, and I love that authenticity of these towns.
I do too, brother. Yeah. I fucking love that. When my wife and I travel, we always will pick these little off the beaten path, even if we got to drive an hour out of the way to get to some little fucking town like that. It's fun.
I remember going to a town, Daniel, Wyoming. I was there when I was a little kid, 7 years old in the 80s. And then I went back to it recently. I was like, that's really cool to see a town of 2 in the middle of Wyoming.
Town of 2.
Yeah. And you go there and there's nothing there besides a post office. And it's
that's because the post office is what deems a town, correct?
Yeah. Good morning, everybody. Howard, Keith, and John, and our guest, Daniel Sadiku, from 40 plus rejections to 50 jobs in 50 states. We are hanging out with the most traveled person in America. One of the things that I like when I'm traveling to some of the small towns, Daniel and John and I talk about it, is when you find these little shops or these little places that are doing really cool shit. Like maybe it's the local baker. Jimmy, let's put this committed segment up. I found this and I love watching these with John because John's so good with finding the details. John, watch this lady making pizza dough. Like I think a small town establishment. This is pretty cool because I'm thinking, Daniel, as you were traveling through these communities, you might watch this lady go, man. So I'll explain a little bit while you're watching. So she has 5 pieces of dough, and what she needs to do, she needs to be quite effective with simultaneously making them the contest was how can they do a bunch of pizza at one time. She took 5 stretches of dough and put them all together. It's kind of hard to break it out here. I'm not doing really good with this.
We all have eyes. We can fucking see what she's doing, for Christ's sake.
But I don't know if you knew what the task was, though, because she had 5 of them there.
You could see she's working on a group of shit for sure. I mean, she's got her hands full, you know. And the first thing I was looking, she was using all the flour. She was trying to get the right amount of flour into each one, so it had the consistency she was looking for, but yet doing it fucking quickly, going from one to the next, opening up, grabbing more flour, digging it in there.
Yeah.
I imagine that making pizza dough would be, I've never done this, of course. There's got to be a fucking fine formulation of how much the consistency, and she probably knows that in her hand. Like, you ever been to a bank?
Yeah.
Been to a fucking bank where like you hand a teller a bunch of fucking money, and they could grab it and they could fucking tell you within like $20 how much it is. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me what this is. It's fucking crazy. They, by their hands, they've done it so much, they know exactly what they're holding.
Or at the cage at a casino, Johnny, same thing. You go to the cage and you give them a wad of money and she can just pull it all out when you go to the cage. But I found that one's fascinating, down, because I'm thinking as you're going through these small towns, you find these little places like that, right?
Absolutely,
What was your favorite small town and then favorite job?
Good
My
question.
favorite job, I'll start with
great fucking question, because it's not like he's only got a few to think. He's got a lot. This answer fucking means something.
So my favorite job was actually a dietitian in Mississippi, and not because of the reasons you would think. It's I really took for granted the way I grew up in California, where people were health conscious, they were exercising, there was sidewalks, there was health facilities. It looks like John would know about that. But going to Mississippi, man, I mean, a grocery store was 60 miles away. Most cars were run down. It was obviously very impoverished.
You probably can't find a bottle of water there. It's all fucking Sunny D or regular Coke.
Exactly. and the whole town was living off of a paper mill that just recently went out of business. So it was a tough circumstance, no doubt. So I was so you see obesity at its highest, right? So teenage kids can't even put the seatbelt on, right? Of the car.
My Lord.
You see people just eating chips. You smell Crisco in the air. I mean, it smelled good, no doubt about it. But
isn't it so fucked? Because all that fucked up shit smells so much better than tastes.
Yeah. I mean, everything was fried. Even corn on the cob was fried. And so I was in this town for a month and a half, and I decided to train this town for a 5K road race. And there was about 1,500 people that lived in this town, and it was 90% black, 10% white. And, you know, this is the deep South. So I did experience not harsh racism, but I did experience the segregation of neighborhoods, you know, separated by a train track. It was pretty interesting. Literally a train track separated the 10% of white versus 90% black. And the churches, there was like, in this small town, there was like 10 to 15 churches too.
Yeah.
So was it one of these places that went church, liquor store, church, liquor store, church? Was that how the blocks were set? The main drag was set up?
Well, you would think, but this town didn't even have liquor stores. They had a gas station, and that was their convenience store, and that's where they would get their processed food. And so that's where but for actually a legitimate grocery store is 60 miles away, a Walmart. And so if the town wanted to go there, they would carpool there. And of course,
they were literally, you're talking about a town living out of fucking gas station food.
Yeah.
It's a food desert, as you would say. It's a food desert. So I lived in this community, and I would say this was authentic as it can be. And there was no youth sports programs. There was no schools there. So all these families had to drive 20 miles to go to school.
Fuck.
Or take the bus. So it was very limited. And I saw, like as I mentioned, obesity. And so I called a town hall meeting. I went there as a volunteer, never met anyone before. I contacted the mayor about 7 months before. Hey, I want to train your town. I saw in the New York Times or NPR, you're the most obese community in America, and I would like to go there and train them. He said, we would definitely welcome that. Any support is needed. So I called him about 3 weeks before I got there, and he didn't answer. His secretary answered and said he passed away in a car accident. He had a heart attack while driving. And so I was like, okay. is that going to like shut down my purpose or make it stronger? So I made it stronger. I decided to go there, and I held this town hall meeting. Only 7 people showed up out of a town of 1,500, which was okay. I'm a stranger going in, and
but real quick, how many people would have normally showed up? Not because not everybody shows up to these things.
Right. Yeah. I didn't take it personal. So I was grateful at least those 7 people showed up to hear what I had to say.
It probably never been
real quick, I'm just trying to gauge like the interest level of this. Like if normally 70 people showed and you got 10%,
I would say such a tight-knit community. I would say a majority of the town probably would go to a town hall meetings.
No shit. Okay. Yeah.
And I did post up flyers everywhere, churches and stuff.
So very, very little interest in this.
Yeah. so then that night when 7 people showed up, I said, what is your purpose for being here? I asked each and every one of them. And they all had different reasons. One said, I want to do it for my obese 16-year-old. I want to be an example. Or another one said, because my husband passed away recently because of, obesity. And so everybody had a different purpose. And that night I got them so inspired that they decided that they wanted to walk with me at night with no facilities. We were walking in the middle of the street. And then,
nice.
And then the town started noticing this. And we of course had naysayers like honking the horn. Hey, did you guys need a ride somewhere? Did you guys get a DUI or something? Why are you guys walking? So,
is your car broken?
Car broken. Exactly.
Yeah.
And so this group grew to 150 people, and so from 7 to 150, and we ended up having
that's 200%. That's fucking good for you, brother.
Yeah, man.
That's awesome.
And that's kind of how I have lived my life. I try to find a purpose. You can find a purpose in anything. You can find a purpose in anything.
Keith, John, and Daniel hanging out this morning on Mornings Live with Keith, John, and friends. Coming up in a couple moments, Dr. John Petrocelli, Why High Performers Freeze, the Science of Decision Fatigue. Hey, Daniel, you want to hang out with us for a little bit longer? You got to get out of here.
Oh, I can do it, yeah.
Let's do it. So we're going to do a lifestyle tip with Anderson, reset hour 2, and come back and keep the conversation going. Why high performers freeze, the science of decision fatigue. And we're going to come back to Daniel's question, favorite town, favorite job, as we continue. And Petro's got a question for you too, Daniel. He put it in the comments, which was, what counts as visiting? Don't answer that. He's going to ask the question coming up. And Johnny Whitaker says, and I can't even wrap my head around this, John, when he says this. I remember the term "don't cross the tracks," and Dwayne Whitaker is a black man. I can't imagine growing up with that, hearing that, going, "No, you can't go over there when it's just over there." That just
where I went to college, the college told us, don't, if you cross Lombard Street, you're on your own.
Really?
Yeah, because it was once. I mean, we all did it. It wasn't that big of a deal. but I mean, you got to be fucking smarter. You don't go over there fucking midnight.
Yeah,
you go over there, when it's, but yeah, I remember hearing that and it was new to me. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no kidding. All right, lifestyle tip. Good morning, Lauren. Good morning, my baby. Good to see you in the comments this morning. We're going to do lifestyle tip reset hour 2. Keep the show going this morning on Morning Dinner Live with Keith, John, and friends.
Lifestyle tip, and it's fucking Friday, and this goes out to you poor bastards that are still fucking saying that same dumb shit. Thank God it's Friday. Well, I'm going to kind of merge this tip into some really kind of inspiring shit that our really interesting guest has just told us. So if you're one of these poor bastards that keeps thinking, oh, you hear this message on Friday, they go, yeah, I'm next week's going to be different, and it never is. And that's a tough one. It's easy to get caught in that loop, that negative downward vortex or spiral. So the tip is this. If you're still saying that dumb shit, I'm going to give you a simple tip that will spark this whole wheel to start moving in the right direction. What is that tip? A fucking walk. Our man went to the most goddamn obese place in the country and got people walking. And that was the beginning of them making a change. Now, granted, they were trying to not be lard asses, right? You are just trying to get off your lazy ass so you stop fucking going to that soul sucking job that you don't want to go to. So why is a walk going to help? Because you're taking action, which you haven't done for the last X amount of weeks. I've been preaching this shit. So what's the tip? Move. Go for a walk. I don't give a shit when it is. Maybe it's at lunch. Maybe it's before work. Maybe after work. Just start fucking moving. And that movement will create motivation. And pretty soon you're going to hear this message and think, holy shit, I'm actually starting to get my life to move in the right direction. It all starts with a simple walk. Rock and roll.
Good morning. Welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. We're hanging out with our guest this morning, Daniel Sadiku, the man, the most rejected man in America. 50 jobs, 50 states, rejected, called a loser by his mom. Having a fun conversation with Daniel this morning. Coming up right now, the man himself, the man of every Friday hour, Dr. John Petricelli, the world's most famous bullshit professor, who's part of our show live 8 o'clock Eastern time right here, Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Why high performers freeze. The science of decision fatigue. And we know Anderson's got the first question, which is, how do you define a smart person? That conversation starts right now with Keith, John, and Daniel Sadiku on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends.
You're not stuck. You're buffering. High performers don't quit. They overcalculate until their courage times out. Decision fatigue. You burn your brain on 40 micro choices, then freeze on the one call that changes your marriage, body, or business. I'm not scared. I'm validating variables. I just need one more spreadsheet before I become unstoppable. That's productive procrastination. You call it research so you can avoid the part where you might fail in public. Real question, Keith, John, Professor, is waiting for clarity wisdom or cowardice with better branding when the opportunity is already dying?
Oh, I always look forward to these.
Hey.
Daniel, meet Petro. Petro, meet Daniel.
Hello.
Daniel, what's up?
How you doing?
Hey, great stories, man.
Yeah, aren't they, Petro?
Well, yeah, if you're going to every city in the country, man, that's got to be at least a few stories.
Yeah, so Daniel, the question that Petro threw on the table for you, and I was curious as well, was what counts as a visit? Yeah. Was it grabbing a coffee? Is it driving through? Like,
I would say in my case, with all the thousands of towns, there's about 19,000 towns in America. So I can't literally stop and have a coffee in each one. But I would say being there physically, like airports wouldn't count in my opinion. But if you're actually there physically on the ground where your feet, touch the pavement, I would count that as visiting. So
hold the horses here for a second. I just want to make sure I heard this clearly. So Petro, you heard it too. So you are making an emphatical statement that you have physically visited 19,000 towns in the United States?
Yep.
Whoa! Dude.
Yeah. It'd be. I guess that's possible if you count. Okay, maybe walking on a sidewalk or.
And you know what's great, Dan? You know what's great, Dan? You don't know this, but Dr. John Petricelli is the world's most preeminent bullshit professor. He studies bullshit. He studies bullshit for a living.
He can count me. He can read. He can read me.
Yes, he can count you out. John Anderson, did you hear that? 19,000 towns Daniel's been in. Did you hear that, Johnny?
Well, fuck, it makes sense. Did you been listening to his fucking story?
Wow, 19,000.
I mean, okay, keep in mind.
What did you say? Had been to each state 25 times?
I just didn't think that number, Anderson, when I did the math and like the mental math, I didn't think it was going to be that significant. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, there's no question. I mean, I with what he's talking about, we've never heard somebody talk like this. So it's almost hard to understand where the quantification goes.
Well, I have to tell you, I've done at least 2 million miles.
Oh, shit.
2 million miles on the road driving.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And most, you would say most, what do you call those people who travel around doing work?
Truck drivers?
Well, yeah, I would say an average person would probably do 1 million miles with that type of career. But I've also done so many detours intentionally, obviously, detours.
Yeah.
And like when I look at a map, I want to make sure I'm hitting every pinpoint. And that's been it's been my goal ever since I've been so close to saying, okay, I've been everywhere in the country. And I'll go to like every suburb. I'll go to every like neighboring town. I'll try to make sure I hit every place but when you talk about like visiting a place and actually authentically knowing it, I would like to say like getting a job there, having a residence there, that's a whole different level. And I've done that.
So brother, when you were doing all this, you were kind of right on the cusp of having a fucking map in your hand in a phone versus whipping out that big motherfucker. Which side of the fence were you on?
Yeah. So
remember the old days, you fucking pull the map out of your fucking glove box and the thing opens across the whole fucking dashboard. Everybody's looking.
Yeah.
So when I was in my mid-20s, when I came up with this idea, I intuitively thought my journey is going to be called living the map, because I used to stare at maps.
Oh, yeah.
You can't see it.
Yeah.
I used to stare at maps as a 6-year-old kid. And I always envisioned what life would be like if I had different set of friends, different, house, different schools, all sorts of things. This is how my mind was processing. Even
this is deep rooted shit for you. You were thinking about this before the whole thing set into motion.
Yeah. So I call it living the map, and I wanted to actually hit every pinpoint on the map and not leave a place untouched. And so I accomplished that last October in Bethlehem and Allentown, Pennsylvania.
Wow.
And so that was the most like fulfilling, weight off my shoulders feeling in my entire life, because I was like looking at Allentown for decades.
Yes. And you finally visited it.
And I was like, I've been around there 1,000 times. I've been in that part of Pennsylvania 1,000 times. And I was like, but that's hard to get to. And places like Durango, hard to get to, or the UP of Michigan, hard to get to. And so last year and 2 years before that, I was intentional about hitting the places I have never been. And I was just rented the car and I was like, okay, I'm going to hit it, take pictures with it, Kingsport, Tennessee, or Bristol, Virginia. And I was just like, okay, I'm going to do it.
Interesting. Hanging out with Keith and Daniel and John this morning on Mornings Live with Keith, John, and friends. We're going to pivot our chat to high performance freeze. And Daniel, maybe you can kind of relate to this because you had to make decisions along the way as well. But Petro, let's kick it off, brother. I said to you this week, maybe you have something we should throw on the table here. And I loved it. It's fascinating. I was teasing it yesterday and Johnny asked a great question. Why do smart people freeze on big decisions? And as Anderson would say, how do we define smart? Petro, let's start with it, brother.
Yeah, so I would define smart very, very broadly. Let's just say that anything over the 50th percentile on an intelligence test, would be. Let's use that definition.
Okay.
But I don't think it doesn't require smart, because I think everyone, almost everyone does this.
Yes.
Not so smart and brilliant people.
I think this refers to the fact that people that
world
overthink
that we live in, which is the part of the con is what we call choice overload. So usually when you're making a choice and you have multiple alternatives, usually there are a lot of alternatives, and a lot of the alternatives have a lot of features that we care about. Things that we want to make a decision based on a number of characteristics or traits of the alternatives. And then also high stakes decisions, can be very anxiety provoking. Right?
Well, I'm thinking right now, Petro. So Johnny and Terry are making decisions on an airplane. You heard earlier on the show.
Yeah.
And Daniel had to make a bunch of decisions as he was planning his trips. And I'm thinking to myself, both of them. So Anderson and Terry have a catalog of choices, to your point. Where do I start? And then Daniel's got a map of choices. Where do I start? It's actually quite obvious when you present it that way, isn't it, Petro?
Yeah, but the one aspect of this too, though, is that the more important the decision, or the more the potential consequences, negative consequences of the decision, as that increases, there tends to be a greater assumption that if I just deliberate over this decision long enough and hard enough, that I'll make the right decision, right?
Oh,
so
never more wrong.
Yeah, exactly. There's no correlation between that at all. And actually, it just a lot of times promotes just another form of avoidance, or avoiding making the decision.
So hold on. So what you said though is that I want to make sure I heard this correctly. When we tell ourselves to quote unquote think longer on the decision, what you're saying is that we will often arrive at what the decision was in the first place is what you're saying to me, basically.
Yeah, it has no impact on the long-term satisfaction with the decision. So that's really the ultimate.
So it supports what Anderson always says, just go then. Just get moving. Because if you get moving, the decision comes with it.
Well, and here's the thing, like in my mind, when I was young in my entrepreneur journey, I realized that I'm not going to find the right fucking pool to dive into unless I keep fucking diving.
Yes.
And I'm moving fast, so I spot one, and I'm fucking not looking to see if there's water in that bitch. I'm diving.
Yes.
And sometimes there's no water. I hit the fucking, the deep end with my face right to the fucking bottom. No water to break my fall. And the idea of, okay, I got to fucking stand up, dust myself off, pick my fucking teeth up off the ground, go look for the next pool. Mm-hmm. And when you look at it like that versus, okay, I'm going to contemplate this, contemplate that. How much longer does it take you to find the right fucking pool to dive into? As long as you got the confidence that you're going to stand back up and go look for the next one, just fucking go look for pools.
What a great example. I love the example of the pool because you jump into, there's no water there. You're smashing your face. What a fucking great example. And it's very similar to what we heard Kobe Bryant say when somebody asked him about doubt. He's like, I got no time for doubt. He's like, you either win or you don't. He goes, why would I put any energy in the middle? That's exactly what you're talking about, Anderson. And Daniel, I got to wonder with you making decisions nonstop about where you're going, you must have kind of taken the approach Anderson did too, which was, I'm going fucking that way. If there's nobody there, I guess that's just what it is going to be what it is. Daniel?
Yeah, I try not to wallow on the analysis or paralysis of analysis, right?
Yes.
I just have to be committed with what I decide, and if it doesn't work, then I can reroute or.
Well, and you learn, brother. You learn. Okay, fuck. I guess that direction is not the way I need to go. So now your barometer is a little sharper. Yeah. And pretty soon you know exactly which way you need to go because you've tested every other way.
Yes. Exactly. Petro, question for you. I'm going to put Anderson on the table here. So I'm going to think there's not many men like John where he's able to remove his ego that when he jumps in the pool and he smashes his face on the floor and he's like, oh yeah, there's no fucking water in it. I'm okay with that. More men, I'm thinking, that have big egos jump in the pool without water. They're afraid to get up and go, oh, fuck, did anybody see me hit the floor there? Because I'm scared that Daniel saw me jump into the water and didn't see any pool there. So
that is the classic. People are more afraid of what others are going to think they failed versus the failure itself.
Yes. Is that, would you say, agree with that, Petro?
Yeah, I would absolutely agree with that. But that'd be a case of the ego sort of getting in the way of clarity. Which is another feature you guys have been talking about a number of times this week.
Oh,
clarity in decision making. People actually make very good decisions for themselves and for others when they see things clearly.
But that's fucking obvious, though, Petro. Though, come on.
Yeah. You see that there's no water in the pool.
Yes.
But the types of decisions that I'm talking about are the ones that you have multiple alternatives. You've got multiple features. So let me give you an example because these are the types of problems that people deliberate for maybe years before they make a decision. And there's two methods. There's two methods that really help bring clarity to the decision. So the first method is called elimination by aspects. So you have multiple alternatives. You identify multiple aspects of those alternatives that are important to you, and then you take your most important aspect and you say, all right, what's the minimum that I'm willing to accept for that aspect? And this would be an example here. I don't know if you can see this here.
Oh yeah.
So I got to make a decision on which Wi-Fi to purchase. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So reliability, speed, bandwidth, connection type, and price are important to me, but reliability is most important. Okay, you see that?
Yeah.
So the first option I got here is KB shitty. Okay.
Yeah.
KB shitty. I need to have at least a 4 reliability, but it doesn't make it. So I eliminate it from the list. All right. All the other 4 TDS, AT&T, Spectrum.
Yeah.
Make the list. So I go next to speed. Right. It's got to be at least a 4 rating on my 1 to 5 rating. Well, TDS doesn't make it, so it's eliminated. Then I go to bandwidth. AT&T and Spectrum are still in it, but then I go to connection type. Spectrum doesn't make it, so my decision is AT&T. So I eliminate Keith Billis shitty Wi-Fi first, and then I eliminate TDS, and then I eliminate Spectrum. Okay.
Yeah.
But then there's another example where you got multiple.
Well, real quick on that Wi-Fi thing, Petro. In the time that you just took to explain all that, I've already got the motherfucker scheduled.
Yeah. Then you got to decide. All right, who am I going to hire? Who am I going to hire? There's lots of there. I got 3 people I can hire, and I care about leadership, their creativity, supportive. How supportive are they? What about their wild card energy, their and decisive assertiveness? It could be anything.
Yes.
Right? But I want to weight each of these. I could weight them differently. I could put 50% on leadership where I might. So this is an example where I've got them weighted equally. Right. This is called the weighted additive model of decision making.
Mm-hmm.
Very
in my world, that's called taking way too fucking long to make a decision.
Yeah, me too.
No, John, I thought you liked systems. Process.
I do like systems. It's just your system is I love it, Petro. It's just, and when you held that up, I was like, if he can come to a decision here in about 5 seconds, this is all for me.
Daniel, did you find yourself? I want to wrap you up, Daniel. And did you find yourself going through those decision structures too? Yeah.
So I wrote a book about lessons I learned on the road for my 5-year-old daughter. So hopefully she'll take this into account when she's older. So one of the lessons I had is commit in a world of choices. Okay. So I was driving, I'll give you an example. I was driving in Fayetteville, Arkansas, and you see fried food chicken establishments on both sides of the road, and it's endless. I don't know if you've ever been there, but there's probably like 20 different fried chicken places I've never heard of besides KFC. So I put here, research shows that an overload of choices can lead to this decision paralysis and decrease satisfaction with the final outcome. The more decisions we have to make, the more of our ability to make good decisions diminishes, resulting in mental strain and reduced satisfaction. This phenomenon, known as overchoice, is a popular subject of study for psychologists and behavioral economists. Mm-hmm. So hopefully that gives you kind of a, like, I just chose a place and I was going to commit to it. And because I know if I have too many options, just like, people on dating apps, right? That's our culture now. It's crazy. Like nobody's settling for, I guess that's a bad part of our culture now is people are not willing to settle. Or
little did we know, Petro, when you threw the decision-making conversation on the table, we were going to have Daniel here today, who literally had nothing but decision over decision. Daniel, how can folks find you, connect with you, and learn more from you as we walk you out of the lab this morning, Daniel?
Living the Map is where you can find my website, livingthemap.com. And then on social media, just Daniel Siddiqui. You can find that on YouTube, or reluctantly, I'm on, what is that other popular one?
Reluctantly?
TikTok. Yeah.
I love you, man. Hey, Johnny Anderson, some final words for Daniel before we walk him out of here?
I think it's great, brother.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that you're doing the things that you're doing, like the story you told about that really obese little town. Just the fact that you're going about your way and you're making a difference where you can. I fucking love it, brother.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Appreciate
Petro, I know you've been tuning in as well. Any final words for Daniel who walked out of here?
Yeah, I thought he said he was going to do an OnlyFans.
Hey, Daniel, did you have one of these GI Joe? Jimmy, throw his vintage up here before you go down. Did you have one of these things growing up? I know I did, and I bet you Petro had one of these. Petro, did you have one of these?
Oh, that's the little fucking guy with the parachute. Yeah,
these things, man. You'd throw them up there, and they'd fall down to the ground.
Yeah.
Daniel, did you have one of these?
I don't remember that one particular. Yeah.
You might be a couple years younger than us there, so that would be it too.
Yeah. It didn't stay in that. It didn't stay like that long. I mean,
no, it looked that good for a second. Yeah. All right, guys, let's walk Daniel Sadiku out of here, and we'll keep John and John for a couple minutes before we walk him in. Daniel, thanks for hanging out with us, brother.
Thank you, guys. All right.
Thanks,
have a good one.
Awesome.
Daniel.
Awesome. Petro, that was good, man, on decision making, because I can relate to much of that what you're saying, but I'm like Anderson too, and I will say that I was often accused of making decisions too fast. Keith, you made the decision too fast. I'm like, well, no, but I know the answer.
Oh yeah, sometimes you need to. I mean, sometimes you don't have time to whip out the Excel spreadsheet,
Well, but here's the thing with when I love you said that, brother, because I was accused of the same thing, and I don't know the answer. I need to go figure it out.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I don't know the answer, so I'm going to fucking sit on my ass and think about this for another day. No, I'm going to go fucking take a whack and see what happens.
Well, I'm with you, Anderson. That's why I'd rather that's why you've heard me say so many times, make a fucking decision. And then, to Anderson's point, then go learn, because you can sit and never make one and then nothing ever happens. Right?
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
If the individual
and not doing anything is still, unfortunately, it's still a decision.
Yes.
Yeah.
Something happens.
Well, here's the thing. If the individual knows that they got the fucking balls to actually do what they say they're going to do, those decisions aren't so scary anymore.
Oh yeah, the follow through. Yeah, this is the follow through and the execution. I mean, most anyone. I mean, especially in business, they'll tell you. I mean, people usually have lots of great ideas and they make good decisions. It's it's the execution of the decision of the plan.
I overheard a little conversation. One of my team members came to me and so I'm unhatching this new business and I'm lining everybody and I'm telling my webmaster, hey, you got to be ready for this. When this thing goes, this is what I need you to be ready for. And of course, he's just listening and taking his notes, and then he's talking to the team leader that's gonna kind of instruct him and keep him in line and tell him what's up. And they're talking, and he goes, John says this is what's the plan. And so my team leader says, look, he goes, usually when John says he's going to do something, he does it. He might not always find how to do it on the first path to get there, but he'll end up where he says he's going to go. And that's fucking it right there. Here's where I want to go. It's time to fucking start picking some paths and find how to get there.
Yeah. You know what, Anderson, I'll say this to you. So I've been doing this now, and now with you for a couple of years. Petro, you've met us now here for a number of months. I will say, Anderson, there's been a few people to me in the last couple of years that I've met during this journey that I'm on now that didn't know that I was going to keep doing this, that have said to me in the last few months going, fuck, man, you're still doing this. Like, yeah, I said I was going to do it. And so it's just to your point, Anderson, it's just, I love knowing that's my character attribute, because I know that. But when you surprise others, John, to your point, because so many people don't follow through on what they're going to say they're going to do. So when somebody does say they're doing what they're doing, you're like, oh, you're different. No way.
And it buys you a lot of fucking space in your personal life, because the people who know you, when they hear you say you're going to do something, they know they have to step out of the way.
100%.
Because the guy that says he's going to do something and never does it, people will step in his way.
Yeah.
Because they know he's going to fucking quit. Yeah. Well, fuck. Don't fucking, I want you to drink tonight,
Petro?
Yeah. There's an old effect that you remind me of too. It's called the self-erasing nature in errors of prediction. So people often will sort of make predictions about what they're going to do, but if they publicize, if they say like, okay, I'm going to do X, they're significantly more likely to do it, especially if they publicize.
That's crazy,
the statement.
That's crazy, because I've heard about that, and you hear that people, oh yeah, I'm gonna say it on social media so that I do. See, I'm kind of the flip side of that. Is like, once I've decided to do something, telling people it's slowing me down.
Yeah.
You're going to see what I'm doing because you're going to watch me do it. I think there's two different breeds of people. The guy that really wants to do something, he doesn't need to fucking tell anybody. He's on his way.
Yeah. It probably does depend a bit on who you surround yourself with. So if you have good friends that will keep you accountable, then it's more likely. But if you're working with people that you just say, well, he's just bullshitting, he's not going to actually do that, and there's no pressure to keep you accountable, then it's unlikely that just saying that is going to have an effect on.
Well, and I think you just hit it on the head, brother, because most people got people around to keep me accountable. Who fucking cares? Keeping you accountable is you dumb fuck.
Yep.
Yeah, that too.
That's the difference right there. Because I don't need someone to keep me accountable. If anything, people are trying to keep me a little less accountable, so I'll fucking chill out.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. If anything, I'll use a public declaration for something like I did with this show as a marketing perspective, but that's it. Because I know if I'm going to say something, I know myself well enough, I'm going to do it. Right. So I got no problem publicly stating something because I'm going to follow through with it. I just who I am and how I be. So
I agree with that statement, brother. I guess the flip side, and kid, you're using it for marketing purposes. But minus that, I'm saying it. Well, fuck. I'll say what I'm doing when people are asking me what, when I'm taking a break, what are you doing? Okay,
I know.
I'll answer the question, but I'm not going to start a fucking conversation about it.
Well, and Anderson, you've heard me say this a number of times too. I've talked to people who I want to do something. I wannas. The I wannas, I don't got time for I wannas, because if you're wanting, you're not getting, because you're just wanting. Like actually just wanting. So I know there's a lot of men that want sex, but quickly before you guys go, guys, America's on its way to a sextinction. Only 1 in 3 are having sex in the past year in America. There's 3 of us here on the show right now. Sorry, there's 4. Yeah, 3 of us here right now. Jimmy, let's run this clip.
Scientists made up a new word, and it's not a fun one. Sextinction. Yeah, that landed exactly how you think. 1 in 3 American men had 0 sex last year. Testosterone, porn, AI girlfriends, all named as causes. A sex researcher met her own AI robot twin on live TV. That's not sci-fi anymore. This hits married people too. Every orientation, up to 64. So it's not a dating problem, it's a connection problem.
Guys have sex. That's all I'm going to say. It's called sex. This is bad, man. 1 in 3. Seriously?
Horrible. Well, I mean, they're talking about a connection because they're spending too much time with the people here on their phone versus the people in front of them.
Yeah.
Spend the time with the people in front of you. You make connections. That's oxytocin. That opens up a whole new channel of thought versus, well, I'm going to go jerk off to her later.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's also, I would imagine it's also a sort of a get sexy problem. I mean, you want to be sexy, right? Before you have sex. So we've got, I see as an equally big problem.
I would agree with that, Petro.
Anything north of 25, people tend to become unsexy.
Yes.
I bet if you took the sample of maybe the 5% that remain or get sexy, I bet the numbers are different.
Well, I'll tell you what's different. John, Petro, before you guys go.
Hey, John, before you go, we've got a dude rolling through a parking lot with giant black cock tubes sticking up like the world's dumbest Wi-Fi antennas.
From inside the car POV, he's just cruising slow, filming strangers like it's National Geographic. Homo sapiens encountering roof cock. People are pointing, grinning, giving thumbs up like, bro, that's a big black cock on your roof. And nobody's hearing themselves say it. One guy leans out his window doing full hand measurements like a fisherman, basically yelling, that's some big black juicy cock, my man.
It's hardware store sealant turning into playground filth in broad daylight. Accidental dirty pun meets strangers enthusiastically co-signing the nonsense.
Hey, big dog, just a nudge, Anderson. If you heard a grown adult yell, nice cock, in a parking lot, are you laughing, correcting them, or calling HR on yourself?
You've never seen two fucking guys smile as much as when they're talking about a big black cock as those two motherfuckers.
Watch this clip. Jimmy, let's run this one, man. Dwayne Whitaker, listen to this, man. Jimmy, run this, brother. Listen. Jimmy, there's no audio. Where's the audio?
Black cock on your roof. You got big black tubes of cock on your roof. You got big black cock on your roof. Hey, bro, you got some black cock on your roof. Black cock on your roof. Black cock on your roof, bro.
You got top on your finger. You got something on your top.
Bro, you got 2 tubes of black cock on your car, man. 2 tubes of black cock. You've got black cock on your car, man. All right.
So, I don't even. Anderson, come on, man. You got.
I mean, I guess it's fucking, I suppose it's, my first thought is, Jesus Christ. I mean, I hope to God there's a project involved in that. Because if that's just entertainment, this fucking guy's got an interesting sense.
What I find humorous, boys, is that like the people's creativity. Some guy went into Home Depot, got in his car. He's like, oh, I'm going to put this black cock on the roof and drive and I'm going to film it. Like he had the thought process to do the whole thing. And then Whitaker jumps in and says, why is it a black cock?
The gay brothers, that's what they wanted to tell a story about.
Yeah. Hey, Petro Anderson shopping for airplanes these days. Is that what you do this weekend, brother? All weekend shopping for airplanes?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, we got other guests in town.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Yeah. Oh, so the guest is learning about airplanes this weekend too.
Yeah. Well, luckily Terry's flight instructor is going to be he's on a 2-month vacation. So there's not too much distance she can cover fucking spending that fucking down payment before I get this thing purchased.
No, that means you have 2 months to go make some money so that you can go and buy your wife an airplane.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess there's a couple ways to spin this. I mean, who knows? She hasn't even done it yet.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, I have a hard time thinking she's not gonna like it, but fuck, you never know.
Yes, yeah. Good time says, is the white tube smaller? Oh, Jesus. Oh, Petro, closing comments from you, brother, before you get out of here.
I just found it hilarious. The passerbys they were genuinely trying to help.
I know.
Yeah.
Quickly,
I won't be doing that.
Before you guys go, comments on our Hudson River guy who smashed in the water. Pretty crazy, eh? Dave Sanderson.
Yeah, he was a cool cat.
Yeah, on Monday.
Yeah. You remember that, eh, Petro, when that happened?
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
The story he's got to be able to tell, being the last guy off of there.
Yeah. Okay, I got to get you guys out of here. I got Anderson on overtime, so I know Ben's patiently waiting for him. Brother, I appreciate you, man.
Absolutely, my brothers. Have an amazing loop. I'll see you next week.
All right, Anderson's out of here. Keith and Petro left for a couple minutes. Another great week of shows, though. Yeah, Hudson guy was great. Petro?
Oh, something happened there.
The Hudson guy was great. We had the guy yesterday, the soberpreneur guy yesterday. That was a journey he was on. I had a lot of love for that man. I still feel like as I exited the show that he's still on a journey, that gentleman yesterday.
Yeah. Well, we're all on a journey.
Well said. Yes.
But and they come on. I mean, I'll tell you, a lot of people aren't willing to come on live.
I know. Yes.
So, and that's, it's just the willingness to do it, especially if you've done a lot of other shows and podcasts and
yes,
and they've edited everything out and try to make you look all wonderful and everything. So
speaking of editing, I did something last night.
Yeah.
I did something last night, which I was thinking about you as I built it. I'm pretty proud of it. And I'd love to hear your POV on it. I just want to grab in front of me here. So I have built, I believe, based on my research, the world's first system of record for shows, live shows or podcasts. So it's on the blockchain. So every show we do now is authenticated live. So when the show's over, the transcript, everything we do shows up on a system of record. I'm going to send you the link here later today.
Okay.
But everything is documented, like as in a blockchain effect. So, so we do the live show. I can't go after the show and edit things out and make it look like it happened in real. What I've done is I've created a canonical live system of record for every single episode of Mornings in the Lab. So when we go forward, it's documented live. If it's changed, somebody will know. Thoughts?
I think it's pretty cool. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, because you want to, even if you go back to reruns, you want to see the actual thing, not something that's changed.
And I'm thinking about a Petra from the world, like we're trying to, or not trying, we are building, you've heard me say, drop it, the live authority network. If I can attribute authority to tracking changes, if I can track your authority, and I want to do some work with you with this too, and we'll talk off show with that. But if I can build authority around that trust and that truth, basically like blockchain-ish, where everything is documented on a public ledger, I think there's value in that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, authority. I mean, it's like, think of this, my little Gatorade here. I mean, you know how many different kinds of actual belly wash Kool-Aids that are out there? I mean, there's just thousands of them, but Gatorade is still king because they've got, they've been the sort of the authority leader of for decades. So credibility and authority are huge.
Well, you know what got me thinking about it too, brother, is I'll get you out of here in a quick second, is I know you're enjoying listening to the AI stuff that I talk about and we teach here on the show, I talk about often, is that like as we continue to move into a world of artificial intelligence, it's just data, it's just pools of data. Right. So for the last 20 years, we have been growing, 20, 30 years, we have been conditioned to create the value in the user interface. Salesforce.com, CRM platform. So the value these software companies have built has been on the UI. So for example, Petro making sure all the data is up to date in Salesforce. Petro making sure all the data is correct in Pipedrive. So that the interface was the value. Well, in a world now where the interface has no value, think about that, because you're actually you're just interacting with data. And a couple of weeks ago, Salesforce made the announcement, headless Salesforce. You don't need to go to salesforce.com to use their data. You can access all of your data through the different chat LLMs, headless, right? So if you think about the future of value, Petro, the value chain in software is moving to a system of record. Let me use my show, for example. So my show is made up of, let's just use a round number, of 15 different APIs from different sources. So I take data from over here, I use stuff over here, but when you pull it all together, it's just a series of APIs. But if I collect it into a record that is immutable and proof that you can't edit, I now become the system of record, a brand new category for live shows. You follow what I'm saying? Because now if Petro wants to start a show, a podcast or a show, you see mine, you're like, wait a minute. I want to create authority content that people can trust me with. I'm going to go buy a show with Keith on the live network instead of make a podcast that somebody can accuse me of faking it. You follow what I'm saying? So the value now, I've created a bunch of value around our system of record, not so much in the interface because the interface doesn't matter.
Yeah. And once you're the authority and you're the authority first and longest,
yes,
any copycats or
that's it.
Imitation will people can recognize
that's
that.
It. Yeah, so, that's it.
But yeah, data. I mean, if you're data is still king. But the problem is like not everyone either knows how to work with the data or even care about or really care about the data. That's why I think so much is free today. So it's not. To be able to access the things I'm able to access today for free, I had to pay for, 20, 30 years ago.
Yes.
Big subscriptions and it's mind boggling what is actually free today. But the problem is not everyone's using it. So
if it's free, we know we're the product, right? It's as simple as that. When we're free, we're the product.
Yeah, you've got to have the data. You've got to have good data, and be able to use it, know what to do with it.
Yes. Well, I'll tell you what I got. I'm going to talk about the Live Authority Network on a monologue coming up here in a minute or so. What do you got going on this weekend, brother? How's your book?
Not much yet. It's coming along. It's coming along nicely. Yes. Semester is over. Finals are over. Great. Everything. My grades are in. So now it's just smooth sailing the rest of the summer on working on the book.
Oh, so semester's over. So now your responsibility for the students are done, right? Is that what you're saying, basically?
I don't teach in the summer. So it's very selfish. I'll be going to some baseball games and living the life.
Love it. Well, listen, I loved our conversation today. Great topic. Thanks for putting it out there. And I got to be honest, man, it worked out well. I didn't know Daniel was going to be on the show with that topic, and it was a great actual conversation because he's the guy that had to make a lot of decisions.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Hey, good time. Had a question for you, Charlie. I had a question for you before you go. Did everyone pass?
Oh, everyone passed.
Oh,
yes. Yeah. Everyone. Yeah.
You got a mark on a bell curve? Seriously, does that still exist today?
Well, usually, I mean, typically what you'll find is most grades kind of center around a B or a B plus.
Okay.
Sort of what we call the modal grade.
Oh yeah.
Maybe like an 85 to 88%.
Yes.
I mean, usually enough. If you plot all of the grade distributions, you're almost always going to get a normal curve. Like, so if you say like, all right, here's another grade distribution list, and then you plot each one, you will inevitably get what the central limit theorem shows is a normal distribution.
I was
I mean, it could be anything. I mean, you could measure people's height, weight. How much they like the color red. I mean, it can be anything. You're gonna get a normal distribution if you keep sampling over and over and over again.
Oh, interesting. I was
if you had two, even if you have two, like let's say, there's not a normal distribution. You have two frequent responses, but you keep sampling that one, it'll turn into a normal distribution.
Really?
We call it a bimodal distribution. If you keep sampling multiple bimodal distributions, it'll also produce a normal distribution.
You fucking scientists, man. You smart guys, dude. Yeah. Much smarter than me. Like I said, I was a C student growing up, and somehow I figured shit out. So I was happy when I got the 80s, 85. What were you kind of student were you? Seriously, where were you?
I was slow to start, but I finished strong.
Good for you. Yeah.
I wasn't a good student at first, but then
my kids are great students. I watched my kids, all three of them, great fucking students. I was not. I was the class. Look what I do for a living now. So I was the guy trying to make people laugh.
Completely froze there.
There you go. Yeah. What were you gonna say? Sorry, you said what's that?
No, I had to learn how to be a good student.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I never got that path. I ended up in college and university, and I kept trying to learn how to be a good student, and it just didn't work. So, but I did learn how to make money, and that's what was important to me. So that was good for me. Yeah. All right, Patrick. Lots of love from me to you. Thanks for hanging out with us. As always, we'll see you.
Yeah, love it. Love you guys.
Love you too, pal. Hey, listen, I'm going to drop you some of that factual shit over the weekend so you can take a look at it, okay? Because I've been thinking about it with you, okay? All right, pal. Good. We'll get him out of here. Jimmy, we'll get him out of here. Boom, boom. Yes. Good morning, everybody. Good time since I struggled with dyslexia. So it was a rough time back then. I can only imagine, Charlie, what that would have felt like, man. 1 out of 3. It was a rough time back then. Yes. All right. We are building a new morning format. You guys have heard me talk about this a little bit, and I've been teasing it throughout the weeks and so on. I want to create some content this morning that we can get up on my personal site, some authority content around what we are continuing to do here every single day. And hey, Jimmy, can you let Maya know? I think we're going to bump Maya out of the lab this morning, so we'll reset Maya Reyes for Monday. We are going to do our monologue, and then I think we're going to get after it and get out of here for the day. Team, you guys lined up with that? And if you guys are not lined up with that, tell me, because maybe you guys have different plans. But I'm going to be back here to get into a monologue this morning. That is, we are building a new morning format that we call Mornings in the Lab, the Live Authority Network. And that monologue starts in 56 seconds.
We are building a new morning format isn't hype, it's a promise. We're building the Live Authority Network, not another feed experiment.
A podcast ends when it's over. A network lingers when the stream stops. It makes morning feel staffed, not solitary.
The trap is thinking distribution equals belief. We shipped the clip, so we did the work. Clips travel, but they don't carry trust.
The real stake is who we become in the morning. If we start scattered, we lead scattered. If we start present, our people feel it.
The distinction is simple. A show performs at people. A Live Authority Network builds with people in real time, where our standards get tested.
Don't ask, did they watch? Ask, did they return? Authority isn't a bio line. It's repetition that survives a bad mood.
Keith's gonna put teeth in the title. He'll show why this new morning format is built for belonging and why live is the lever.
Here's what I want people to understand that tune in every single day with us live at 8 o'clock Eastern time on a show, on a network, on a platform that we call Mornings in the Lab, the Live Authority Network. Mornings in the Lab is not trying to copy morning radio. Mornings in the Lab is not trying to copy morning radio. Hang on that. I said it twice. It is not trying to be another podcast. We are not trying to be another YouTube show. As a matter of fact, we are not trying to be another creator brand pumping clips into the field. No. We together, collectively, all of us that show up every single day are building a new, and I mean new, morning format that we are calling the Live Authority Network. That is Mornings in the Lab. And yes, I know, a lot of hyperbole, a lot of boo-woo-woo with it. And it might sound big. 100% it might sound big. I get it. Good. You know why? Because it is fucking big. It's massive. Because I think the old media categories that came before us are too small for what is happening right now. A show used to be something you watched. Think about it. Right? A podcast was something that you listened to. A newsletter was something that you read. Community? Community. Yeah. A community was somewhere that you posted your content, and a platform, well, a platform was somewhere that you distributed. But the future that we are building here collectively as a group is not going to stay that clean. No, the future is going to blend all of it. I can see it. We're doing it daily. And the evidence, as Petro would say, is coming behind us. Live hosts, real-time rooms, AI characters, segments that recur daily, weekly, monthly, audience participation. You guys, part of our show. Yes, our show. Daily rituals. The clips that we cut that I'm going to get over to Sullivan to distribute. Yes. Conversations that continue from one segment to the other over a weekend back to the next loop. Communities that we are all a part of that remember, and formats that become part of people's actual lives that we call a habit that starts in the morning. And that is what we are building towards, my friends, not just creating content. No, a word that Anderson loves, a system, a morning system, a place where people like you, me, all of us from the generation that we call X and all those people around us can return to. A format that builds authority through presence, continuity, consistency, and most importantly, authority is changing. It's changing right in front of our eyes. Because it's not enough to be visible anymore. No, the internet made, frankly, everyone visible. Maybe made everyone too visible. And it's not enough to be polished anymore. And it's because AI, as easy as it is, it's making everything and everyone polished. And as a matter of fact, we live in a world now where it's not even enough to have an audience or distribution. That's fragile when they're only built on reach. Because the real question becomes this: do people return? Do people trust you? I had a conversation with a fellow yesterday who was like, my numbers are down on all my platforms. I said, I don't care. It's just noise. He's like, what do you mean it's noise? He goes, it's a number. I go, no, did they come back? I stopped him in his tracks. He's like, yeah, but I'm used to having thousands of people. I'm like, yeah, but if they're not real, they come back. Do they trust you? Stopped him in his tracks again. Do they feel like they know your room? Do they recognize the rhythm of what you post? Do they feel like they are part of something Or are you just noise that shows up in their feed? And do they start their day differently? Because you exist. How many creators out there wake up with a purpose to start their day with you, like we do on this Mornings in the Lab network, creating authority? What we do every single day here is authority because we show up consistently, not fake authority, not bored authority, not algorithmic authority. No. It's live authority. Earned in public with you, with all of you, daily, repeated over time, tested in conversations, built by showing up when it would be easier to just hide behind all of the edited content like everyone else. That's the difference. Let's be frank. That's the difference. And morning's the place to be building it, because mornings is not just a time set. No, morning is the reset for all of us every single day. What is it? I know what it is, and so do you. Think about it, but I'll put a big word in front of it. It's the psychological front door of our day. We start our days together in the morning with a morning habit we call Mornings in the Lab. It's where our attention, yes, your attention, my attention, our collective attention is the most vulnerable and most valuable before somebody else's inbox takes over yours. Before the feed poisons your brain with a bunch of fucking rage bait, before the world starts making demands on your time, and before everybody, and I mean everybody else gets a vote in your world. Because the morning is where your identity gets set. I know, it's hard. I know. That energy starts getting chosen, the direction you start your day getting claimed. That is why this platform, this show, this conversation matters, because a morning format is not just entertainment. Sure, it's entertainment, but behind the scene, it's architecture. The same time, same place, same voices, same room, the recurring segments, the familiar personalities. Does it sound familiar, guys? Does it sound like the stuff that we grew up with? Those unexpected moments, those shared jokes, the real conversations. Most importantly, we give ourselves a reason every single day to come back to the brand new morning format that we call Mornings in the Lab. That is how a format like we are creating collectively becomes a habit. And a habit is more powerful than attention. Unfortunately, too much of us think of habits as negative, habit, but a habit is absolutely more powerful than attention. Attention, rented. Habits, earned. Attention, spike and disappear. Habits, they compound. Attention says, I saw you, but the habit says, you're part of my life. That is the game that we are building, and that is why Mornings in the Lab is built the way that it is for you. Human-led. Because trust, authority, still needs a person, even if it's AI amplified, because the tools can make the room bigger, faster, smarter, character-driven, because media needs personalities like me, like John, like Petro, tension, humor, and story, community-based content, because men do not just need more content. We need a place to laugh, a place to think, a place to get called forward, and a place to feel like we are not the only one carrying what we are carrying. That is true for guys like you and guys like me, guys in the second half of life, guys who remember, but still have to lead through what is next. This show, this platform, Mornings in the Lab, the Live Authority Network, that is who this is for. And that is why I do not see Mornings in the Lab as just another show. Nope. Show, that's the visible layer. The platform is what we're doing every single day. The rhythm of a live conversation, not posting. Because posting asks the algorithm for permission. That asks the audience to return. Posting interrupts everyone. Habits set the tone when you show up every single day. The old morning shows that we grew up for, they were built for broadcast. The new morning format that we're building here, look at it differently, uniquely. It's built for participation. The old model was host to audience. The new model, the one we are doing together, is host, audience, characters, community, tools, and real-time live conversation moving with fluidity together. That is the Live Authority Network, not a channel, not a content counter, not a pile of clips just being distributed randomly. No, and you heard me talk about it with Petro. A living system for trust. The show System of Record, the only place on the planet where you can find trustworthy content that when it's edited, it's publicly documented. And yes, I know it's going to take a long time for people to understand it, especially when we're bootstrapping it. And that's fine, because we're creating a new category here. And new categories, they always confuse everyone before they become obvious. Remember Amazon.com? Yeah, they sold a couple books. And then you're like, wait a minute, that was pretty fucking obvious. Yep. True story. But here's the thing. I know what we are building. We're building a place for men like you and I to start the day with more fire, more clarity, more connection, more agency. We're going to build a format where human presence matters more because AI is everywhere. We're going to build a network where authority is not claimed in a bio. It's earned every morning. It's documented. It's unedited, live, in the room, in the conversation, in the repetition, because that is the future I see, a future I want to be a part of. And the morning show used to be something you watched. Well, what we are building is something you belong to. And nation, that is the shift. That is the format. And nation, that is Mornings in the Lab, the Live Authority Network. Oh, I love that one, man. I was excited to share that with you guys, especially as I got together that canonical. I was telling Neiman, I learned that's a brand new. I've been using that word a lot because it's new to me. I just learned about canonical a couple of weeks. I'm like, oh, canonical, the source of truth. Yes. So I was excited to share this monologue with you guys here today because it is it's what we're building. It's what I believe in, and I think that's the more we keep talking about it, the more we keep showing, the more we keep erasing doubt. And there is not a platform, nation. There is not a platform on the planet that is creating immutable live conversation out there other than Mornings in the Lab. Keith, Cheryl, John, Petro, Hewlett, Roofy, House, Reedner. Immutable live content. When it's edited, you find it. So if you're looking to create truth, you're looking to create authority, come talk to me. Who am I? I'm the handsome chief. Yes. And if you think I'm serious about all that bullshit, you got no fucking idea. True story. Hey, good morning, good time. Thank you, brother. Good morning, Petro. Thank you. Cheryl, I see you out there as well. Whitaker out there, I see you as well. MITL is a league in its own. Ah, man, I so appreciate that, Petro. Yes. A lot of great comments from the community. Guys, I appreciate everybody. Lots of love from me to you. We'll see you guys. You guys know how to get a hold of me for the weekend. 431-300-3005. 431-300-3005. The Mornings in the Lab hotline. It's open all weekend. You guys can jump in and have a chat with me on the phones. And next week, we have, I'm just looking here. Thank you, Neiman, for bumping me there. Next week, coming up, hold the horasses. Next week, we got a Farley. We got Tom Farley joining us on the show next week. And if you recognize the last name, yes, it's the Farley you're thinking of. Tom Farley joining us next week. We're going to talk addiction. We're going to talk all the bad shit of all of that. Yes. So, hey, have a great weekend, everybody. Thanks to Petro. Thanks to Daniel Siddiqui. I'm the host. I'm Keith Bellis. I'm out of here. See you guys in 48 hours on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends.